Hello and welcome to the Space Between Ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. You can see I'm starting to get serious now that I'm sharing my screen. Before, the first couple of lessons in this series were kind of like a warm-up lesson just to introduce some of the basic ideas of what it's like to be a business coach. And this is where the rubber hits the road, all right? So on the left side here, we have things called business activities. So, all right, so questions are like, how can I help my students increase their sales? How can I help my students elicit better feedback from their customers? How can I help my students develop products to better serve customer needs? How can I help my students increase skills and insight and then coach their staff? All right, so these are very specific technical skills. And this is the problem because, as a business coach, this is more like business consulting, all right? So this is business consulting in sales, business consulting in customer service, business consulting in product development, business consulting, well, maybe this is closer to business coaching. Yeah, so this is managing people, working with partners, developing programs. Yeah, this is where I work. This is what I do, is I work with employee development. And so this can be the challenge. The first challenge is when you hear somebody share with you a problem, how do you understand that problem? And how do you help them to find a solution? All right, so on the right-hand side, it's closer. All right, so when we talk about managing people, working with partners, developing programs, we're talking about things like, all right, so describe what you will do regarding a business activity. So we're talking about how can we better describe outcomes? How can we measure results? How can we achieve results? All right, so these things are called effects. Now, you have this other thing called agendas. So how do you achieve buy-in in your plans? How do you communicate intent? How do you establish direction? I mean, you can read the rest of these on your own. You can push pause and read those. And so, but the thing is, the question is, when you first meet somebody, how do you very quickly figure out what are they talking about? And there's a couple of ways in the book, Create Crucial Insight, that can help you. Now, in earlier videos, I told you that every activity, every project, you're going to be working with potential. You're going to be trying to form agendas. You're going to be trying to create effects. And what does that mean, really? All right, so today I was talking with one gentleman, and he was talking about what he does. And actually, he works in a bank, but he's a business coach. And so when he's talking about some of the skills that his people need, when he says the word skills, I know we're talking about, well, he's a business coach, so of course he's working with helping people with their potential. And skills is what? So skills is a resource. So, if we use this tool, we can see that we can see that working with potential, you're going to be working with resources. So we need to use a checklist called state resources. If we jump into the state resources, we can see that skills is the number one thing you need from your resources. If they don't have skills, then what are they doing? All right, so very quickly, if there's a problem, with a program, if there's a problem with a project, and they're talking about an issue with skills. So this can help you pinpoint the problem that people need to talk about using this little tool here. Now, he was also talking about motivation. All right, so now when we're talking about motivation, then we're going to be using something else. So here we have excite motivations. That's connected with state tendency. It's also connected with state purposes. So what I'm trying to get at today is that, boom, okay, so here's some motivations. Here are motivations about people who like to work with potential. Here are some motivations with people who like to make plans. Here are some motivations with people who like to drive results. All right, so the point is that the first step as a business coach is listening to people. All right, so what am I hearing? When you hear somebody talk about a problem or a situation, do you have the ability to pinpoint exactly what are they talking about? What is the concern they're dealing with? And I think that's really where we start as a business coach. And so I think that's the product I'm going to create first, is how do you really understand what people are saying when they talk to you?